Hello, my dear students of Sheikh Abubakar Gumi Academy. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. I hope you are doing the best you can to stay safe. May Allah continue to save us from this pandemic. I mean, our topic for today, inshallah, is prisms. We are going to be taking a look at prisms. It is essential for us to know the meaning of prisms. This is actually a grade 6 topic, and I'm sure it will be beneficial to grade 5 students because they also have it in their skin. Now, a prism is a geometrical solid with similar ends and a uniform cross section. Okay? A geometrical solid with similar end and uniform cross section, meaning prisms generally have two ends but with the same shape. Okay, two ends with the same shape, and then the same cross section across its length. That is what a prism is. Examples of prism. Let's take the definition first. Okay, a prism is a geometrical solid with similar ends and uniform cross section. Okay, now we are going to look at examples. These are examples of prisms. We have cuboid, we have cube, we have cylinder, we have pyramids. Okay, we have so many other examples. Now, the name of a prism is usually determined by the shape of its end. Okay, the name of a pyramid is determined by the shape of its end, meaning if the two ends are triangular in shape, it is called triangular pyramids. If the two ends are circular in shape, or it becomes a cylinder, right? If it is rectangular in shape, that gives us what? A rectangular pyramid, which a rectangular prism, sorry. Okay? The shape of the ends is what determines the name of the prism, not the name of the pyramid. Okay? So, if a particular prism has a rectangular end, two rectangular ends, you say rectangular prism. If it has two triangular ends, you say triangular prisms. We even have the eye-shaped prisms, where the two ends have the shape of I, letter I. So we're not going to go too deep into that because our primary concern here is this particular prism that is called a cylinder. Now, a cylinder is different from other prisms. That is why it is called a special prism. If you look at a cylinder, generally, why they say a prism is a geometrical solid, meaning it has dimensions, okay? It has shape. Geometrical solids have shape. It's a solid that has shape. That is the name. That's the reason behind this name, geometrical. Now, the difference between a cylinder and other prisms is a cylinder has one curved surface, okay, and all other prisms have flat surface in its entirety. Okay, meaning it has two circular ends and one curved surface, while other prisms don't have that. That is the reason why it is termed special prism. So let's quickly look at a cylinder now. Okay? Now, if I have a cylinder, this is what I mean. If I have a cylinder like this, assuming this is my cylinder. Now, if you look at it, there are two circular ends, then and one curved surface. If I'm going to use this to exemplify what I'm saying, this is cylindrical in shape. It has two, you see, circular end, one end, second end. Then this is the curved surface. This makes this a special prism. Now, if that is the case, there are dimensions that are used to describe a cylinder. Okay? The distance from the midpoint to the circumference of either of the ends is what is referred to as the radius. Okay? The radius. While the entire length from the top to the bottom here is what is called the height. Okay? So, what am I saying? You can equally say from the midpoint here, okay, down to the midpoint here, okay, is called the height. Or you can say from here to here is called the height, meaning the length from here down to this point is what is referred to as the height. I hope we are together. Now, how do you determine the volume of this shape? A cylinder is usually determined by using the volume of a cylinder is pi times R times H. Okay? Or simply pi R squared H. Another form could also be the area times the height. Okay, the area of one of any of its base multiplied by the height. I hope we are together. All right. So now very quickly, let's take an example to see how this can actually be solved. Example 1. You have to find the volume of a cylinder with a radius of 21 centimeters. 21 centimeters. Now, if this is the case, you are expected to, in most questions you will be asked to, let's say, take pi to be equal to what? 22/7. This is a universally accepted value for pi. How do we solve this? What they are trying to point out, okay, the question seems incomplete because we have not been given the height. With a radius of 21 centimeters, if its height is 5 centimeters. Okay, if its height is what? 5 centimeters. Now at the end, they say take pi to be equal to what? 22/7. Like I said earlier, this is the universally accepted value for pi, 22/7. So let's look at the solution to this problem. Now, you realize that I've been given the radius r to be equal to what? 21 centimeters. the height, h, to be equal to what? 5 centimeters. Then my pi is what? 22/7. If this is what I have, then my volume, V, will be equal to pi times r times r times h. And this will give me 22/7 times the radius, which is what? 21 centimeters times another 21 centimeters, then multiplied by the height, which is what? 5 centimeters. Right? So straight on here, we can easily say what? 7 will cancel here once, 7 here 3 times. I believe we are together. So if that is the case, I can now multiply the entire value. That is 22 multiplied by 3 times 21 times 5. 22 multiplied by 3 times 21 times 5. Okay? 22 multiplied by 3 times 21 times 5. So what am I going to have? My volume will be 22 multiplied by 3 centimeters times 21 centimeters times 5 centimeters. I believe we are together. Now, this will give me what? 66 centimeters times 21 centimeters times 5 centimeters. If I multiply this first two. Okay. Now, 66 multiplied by 21, what will that give me? 66 multiplied by 21. 1 times 6 is 6. 1 times 6 is 6. 2 times 6 is 12. You write down 2, carry 1. 2 times 6 is 12 plus that 1, we have 13. If I'm to add this, I'll have 6. I have 8. I have 3. I have 1. Okay? That is solving this. I'll have 1386 when I add this. 1386. So this will give me what? 1386 centimeters squared times 5 centimeters. Okay, now let's multiply this value to see what I'm going to get. 1386 multiplied by what? 5. Okay, now 6 times 5 is what? 30. I'm going to write down 0 and carry 3. Okay, now 5 times 8 is 40 plus 3, 43. I'll write down 3, carry 4. 5 times 3, 15 plus 4, 19. I'll write down 9, carry 1. 5 times 1, 5 plus that one, 6. This is going to be the value I'll get at the end of the long run. So you have 6,930 centimeters cube. This is exactly the value of the volume of my cylinder. I believe we are together. Okay? This is exactly what I am going to get. Let's try another example again. Example 2. All right. Now, you are asked to find the volume of a cylinder with a height of 10 centimeters if its base area is 125 centimeters squared. Okay? I believe we're together. Now, the only parameters I've been given here is the height is 10 centimeter and its base area is 105 centimeters squared. So to find my volume here, we said the solution to this problem, my volume is, like I said, area multiplied by height. This is what we can apply in determining the value of the volume of this cylinder. So at the end of the long run, you have V to be equal to what? 125 centimeters squared multiplied by 10 centimeters. And this will give me what? Multiply this through, to try that in your book, you have 1250 centimeters cubed. Okay, centimeters cubed. This is how you obtain the value for the volume of this cylinder. All right, I'm going to give you an exercise now. I hope that is taken. So let's take that exercise. Find the volume of a cylinder with a height of 8 centimeters and radius 7 centimeters. Okay? You do that quickly. Then number 2, mention the types of prisms you know. Okay? Mention the types of prisms you know. Or rather, let me say, mention 4 types of prisms you know, based on our earlier definition. The third one is the base area of a given cylinder is 136 centimeters squared. Find the volume if its height is 12 centimeters. Find the volume if its height is 12 centimeters. Wow, that's about all we have time for today. I'll see you some other time. Have a lovely day. Thank you.